Ellen DeGeneres ankle monitor visible again in her latest Twitter video. If you guys don't know what an ankle monitor is, it basically means you're on house arrest, all right?
Right now, as you watch this, one of the most powerful women in the history of television is hiding in a rain-soaked cottage in the English countryside. She didn't leave for a vacation, and she didn't leave because she was tired of the limelight. She left because the floor beneath Hollywood is finally collapsing. For decades, Ellen DeGeneres built a multi-billion-dollar empire on two simple words: be kind. But as of April 2026, that mask hasn't just slipped, it has been completely shattered. A newly surfaced recording has linked the Queen of Daytime to a network so dark that it makes the original Epstein files look like a warm-up act. People are finally asking the question that was meant to be buried forever. What exactly was happening when the cameras stopped rolling, and why is the world's most famous neighbor suddenly running for her life?
The internet is looking for Ellen DeGeneres, but I'm gonna tell you right now, she probably done left the damn country because she knows she's on that damn Epstein list. As Ellen DeGeneres page, former TV show host, her whole page is flooded with comments saying she eats this and she loves pizza parties. The harassment that she is getting on her page is beyond, and people is looking for her to be arrested and get arrested. But I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of these celebs are fleeing. A lot of these celebs are disappearing because the time has come where everything is getting ready to expose, and they have been used as pawns and puppets. Satan has no use of them. He used them to do their dirty work, to do his dirty work, and now he has no use of them, and he doesn't care what happened to them. This is bad. I don't wish no bad upon no celebs or anybody. Best thing they could do is pray. They have been played and used, and their time has come. It's fallen.
The music stopped for the Hollywood elite long before the public realized it. Over the last few months, we've witnessed a fire sale of assets that defies all economic logic. Ellen and Portia liquidated nearly $100 million in Southern California real estate in record time, often taking prices far below market value just to get the cash liquid. You don't dump that much generational wealth unless you know the doors are about to be kicked in. Critics have noted that this isn't retirement, it's a tactical liquidation. By moving assets into non-extradition friendly territories and isolated rural havens like the Cotswolds, the elite are prepping for a legal storm that the mainstream media is still trying to pretend isn't coming. But the paper trail doesn't lie, and the sudden flight to England is the first major domino in the 2026 collapse.
Ellen just listed her last remaining home in the US for sale, and she wants $5 million. Ellen and her partner have been in the process of selling all their real estate after they committed to moving to England last year. One thing that'll never get old to me is just how lush the landscapes are in California. We got good ceiling height, walls of windows everywhere, fireplace. I love how all those doors and the window behind the kitchen all open up to this backyard. A bit weird, there's like a backyard behind the backyard, so over there is that other seating area that we were just looking at. Here's the master bedroom. Here is the patio off the master. And last, a couple of shots of the master bathroom. I mean, come on.
If you look back at footage from 2020 and 2021, a strange pattern emerges in the way Ellen DeGeneres began to dress. The woman who made a career out of slim-fit suits and sharp silhouettes suddenly shifted to incredibly baggy, oversized trousers. While most people dismissed it as a quarantine fashion choice, internet sleuths and ex-employees have suggested something far more restricted. The theory that Ellen was under a form of administrative house arrest during that period has gained massive traction, with many pointing to the specific placement of bulge-like shapes under her socks. This was the same period she was filming her show from home, claiming it was for safety, while insiders claimed she wasn't allowed to leave the property. The wardrobe wasn't a choice, it was a cover for the GPS technology that was keeping the Queen of Daytime on a very short leash.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we have pretty crazy news. I found this video, right? It's titled Ellen DeGeneres ankle monitor visible again in her latest Twitter video. If you guys don't know what an ankle monitor is, it basically means you're on house arrest, all right? You can't. What is going on?
Here's Ellen with another ankle monitor. This is a screenshot from her Twitter. Look at that, same shape, same leg.
So apparently this has happened before.
Comments in the last video that it was photoshopped and it was fake. Look, just go to her Twitter and you can see it. And if you say it's not there, then I think you're a show. And there was some comments on how it was like really high on the last one. Well, she was inverted with her legs up, and they're not like super tight. They can slide up your calf, and especially on her little tiny chicken legs too.
You know, this man has experience, bro. He knows what he's talking about.
Huge calves, guys. So, I mean, look, it's pretty clear.
Why would she be on house arrest, bro? Like, what?
It's not her sock. It's not a pack of cigarettes. It's not cards.
Yeah, we keep cards in there.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, she's gonna become David Blaine overnight, dude?
Who've had them, unfortunately. And people are like, well, they're smaller. No, they're not. They're pretty, there's a lot of tech in them. They can actually speak to you through them.
Man, this guy knows his stuff about ankle monitors.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know why these people. I mean, yeah, like, look, I could be wrong, but I mean, I think it's just really, like I said, I think it's interesting, worth, I don't know, something to think about in case.
So is that all we got? We just got this one photo? Oh, well, there you guys go. Apparently, Ellen DeGeneres might be on house arrest. Damn, bro. Too many people were calling her out online, dude. The county had to come down to her house and, you know, put some restraints out. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Personally, just seeing this screenshot for me is not 100% proof that that's an ankle monitor. I mean, it could be. He's kind of talking about another video or something that I haven't seen personally. So, who knows? Maybe I got to check out these Twitter videos. I don't know. If she was, I just don't see why she would be, you know? Like, I heard she's been pretty mean to her guests or to the people who work for her. I don't see why she'd be like on house arrest.
The world was told that the Jeffrey Epstein case was a closed chapter, but the 2024 raids on P. Diddy's estates proved that it was just one head of a much larger hydra. As we stand here in April 2026, the cross-referenced files between Diddy's freak-off tapes and Epstein's island surveillance have revealed a singular, unified blackmail network. Ellen's long-standing and very public friendship with Diddy has taken on a sinister new light. Old clips of them dancing and laughing together used to feel like harmless celebrity fun, but in the context of the 2026 unsealings, they look like two high-level operators celebrating their immunity. Rumors from the raids suggest that footage was recovered showing daytime icons participating in the same dark rituals that the music industry is currently being dismantled for. The connection isn't just social, it's systemic.
But the best one for me is Ellen DeGeneres, who is, by the way, a very nasty person. I've had dealings with her in Australia. Could I tell you some stories about that cow? But anyway, good riddance to her. But, she was quite friendly with that P. Diddy bloke, wasn't she?
Curious how the stars keep their glow and their homes A-list ready? I've handpicked the top-rated skincare, home, and wellness essentials favored by Hollywood's elite in my official Amazon storefront. Click the link in my description to shop the CELEB CURIO collection today. To understand how this system stayed hidden for so long, we have to look at the tragic end of the man who saw the machine from the inside. Steven, Twitch, boss, was more than a DJ. He was the heartbeat of The Ellen Show and the woman's right-hand man for nearly a decade. He was in the room when the microphones were off and the high-profile guests were venting. When he was found in a motel in late 2022, the official story was that he offed himself, but the evidence that has leaked into the digital underground since then paints a terrifying picture. There are reports of a dossier Twitch had been compiling, a detailed record of the guests, the rituals, and the darkness he witnessed backstage. He didn't leave because he was tired. He was silenced because he was about to become the ultimate whistleblower.
More tonight about the tragic suicide of Steven Twitch boss and the detailed steps he took to hide his plans. TMZ is reporting when Twitch left his home the day before his he took an Uber to a motel about a mile away. At the motel, he switched his phone to airplane mode so no one could reach.
The note Twitch left behind allegedly contained much more than the personal challenges the media reported. Sources close to the forensic investigation have whispered that the note specifically named 5 high-level figures and referenced the cost of the soul. The timing was impeccable. Twitch passed away just as the first major wave of be-kind whistleblowers were beginning to coordinate. In the world of elite blackmail, a sudden tragic end is the standard procedure for a man who knows where the bodies are buried. His loss was a tragedy for the public, but for the elite, it was a necessary closing of the books. Yet, as we move through 2026, the information Twitch tried to protect is finally starting to leak through other channels, and it's pointing directly to the cottage in England.
We also now know that Twitch left a note. Details have not been made public, but TMZ reports the note alluded to challenges Twitch had faced in the past.
I want to take you back to a time in my life where I tried to commit suicide a couple of times because it was so dark. I thought the only way to make this better, this pain go away, is to end my life. Had any of those attempts happened, I would have missed the best part of my life.
We've heard the survivors of Little St. James describe Ghislaine Maxwell as a Mary Poppins figure. She used her posh accent, her English manners, and her air of extreme respectability to lure victims into a trap they never saw coming. This is the exact same psychological architecture used by the Hollywood elite. They build a brand of humor and kindness that acts as a cognitive shield. If someone accuses a beloved icon of participating in a dark ritual, the public's brain rejects it because they're too nice to do that. This is the Mary Poppins protocol, using a veneer of upper-class charm to hide the most predatory behavior imaginable. Maxwell and Ellen are two sides of the same coin. One recruited for the island, and the other normalized the lifestyle for the masses on national television.
She approached you to
yeah,
work.
she's like, oh, do you need to make any extra money? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, I'll give you, like $200. This is older guy in Palm Beach. He gets a lot of massages from girls.
She was like this really bright Mary Poppins kind of a figure, and she said, oh, you're reading a book on massage therapy. And, we started talking. And she goes, oh, you know what? I know this guy. There's an opportunity, actually. If you want to become a real massage therapist, we can get you trained. Like, no alarm bells went off because it was this proper English lady who just looked so nice. Glenn grabbed one foot, I grabbed the other. And she says, you always want to keep one hand on the body when you're massaging somebody. And then he turns over and the entire thing changed. They said, take off your clothes. I had these little girl undies on, like little hearts on them, I remember. And they were laughing at that because they like that. The younger you look, the better it is.
The set of The Ellen Show was more than just a place for interviews. Theorists suggest it was a carefully designed blackmail loop. Reports from ex-technicians have surfaced in early 2026, alleging that the set was equipped with high-grade surveillance technology hidden in the blind spots of the studio. The goal was to capture high-profile guests in their most vulnerable or compromising moments, whether it was through hot mics in the dressing rooms or hidden lenses in the backstage corridors. This data was then allegedly fed into the same network managed by Maxwell and Epstein, ensuring that every star who sat in that chair was owned by the system. You don't stay at the top of Hollywood for 20 years by being a good person. You stay there because you have the data to keep everyone else quiet.
She doesn't seem nice. It seems forced. People that are like that all the time, she doesn't seem nice. It's very forced. And whatever, you're allowed to be a right? You're allowed to be nasty to people. You're accomplished. You're a comedian. You did the whole thing. What you're not allowed to do is have a Guantanamo Bay situation in the backstage of your show where everybody's walking around afraid for their life.
Nice. We could have done this here.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but I was like, you know what? That's a good way to die. They're not going to let me buy that place. Look at it.
Oh, well, you know where that is too, right? It's a similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
Really?
Just look at the temple and then look at the...
Let me see Ellen's background.
There's a 2018 interview involving Sandra Bullock on the Ellen set that has become the smoking gun for the 2026 investigation. During the segment, Bullock discussed a facial procedure involving microneedling and the injection of cells harvested from the skin of Korean infants. They didn't whisper about it, they laughed about it. They joked about the extraction from young people far away as if it were a trendy skincare secret. At the time, the audience laughed along, but in the light of the 2026 genetic medicine unsealings, that laughter feels like a ritualistic confession. They were telling the world exactly how they maintain their eternal youth and who is forced to pay the price for it. The harvesting of cells from the vulnerable is the dark engine that keeps the elite looking refreshed while the rest of the world ages.
Some critics have pointed out Ellen's suspicious behavior over the years, including her support for the use of human stem cells that are taken from babies. In an episode of her show, Ellen, she revealed that all celebrities use stem cells taken from young people to stay youthful. Reports online have also linked Ellen's changed appearance to her not receiving these treatments anymore after Diddy was arrested. In an episode with Sandra Bullock, Ellen and Sandra Bullock openly discussed her use of adrenochromes extracted from children and laughed about how it kept them young.
Okay, let's talk about this facial that you're obsessed with. How many, did you get the whole cast of Ocean's 8 to do
Not
this?
everybody.
Okay, good, smart ones.
Just those that I thought would appreciate it.
Okay, explain what it is.
Well, it's this way in which one forces through microneedling. It's like a little roller with these, some of you, I think many of you know it, and it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes the
What are you pushing into the skin, Sandra?
Sarah?
Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby.
Plus, who can forget Ellen's alleged connection to Epstein? Some fans believe that the set of Ellen's show was modeled after a temple on Epstein's island. While we're on the topic of weird things Ellen was caught doing, some sources online have even pointed to strange symbolism hidden in some of Ellen's videos. March 2020, right when COVID lockdowns began, Ellen DeGeneres made a bizarre video wearing a hoodie with a red bloody face. The same face that Jay-Z was later spotted wearing.
Symbolism will be their downfall. Or is it just art? And let me be the first to tell you, it's all connected. I mean, if you know, you know. But first, let's go back to that video of Ellen DeGeneres. When the camera turns, you can see the inside of her house. Now, see that picture right there? Well, if you pause it and look it up, it says evil thoughts with revenge right next to it. Here's another picture of Ellen in her house, and this is the picture behind her. Now, the thing I'm curious about is the letters on top of the picture. These look oddly similar to the letters Marina Abramovich writes out when she does spirit cooking. Remember the beginning of the video? It's all connected. And that person that was in all red is Lady Gaga, and she went to Marina Abramovich many times for teaching. But let's continue. This is another picture of Ellen in her home. She's cutting her mother's hair, but what is that picture above her head?
Chris Hansen, yes, the To Catch a Predator Chris Hansen, confirmed that there was an underground ring in Hollywood using children to harvest stem cells.
You know, and he was a billionaire freakazoid. Yes. And part of his deal, he's in prison in jail up in Canada, waiting, charges all over the globe. But his deal was that he would allegedly impregnate young women in the Bahamas, where he had a huge home, and then have them get abortions and harvest their stem cells of the fetuses to inject in himself as the fount of youth.
Let that sink in. A billionaire impregnating women, forcing abortions, harvesting stem cells. And this isn't conspiracy theory. This man is in prison right now.
Technology that Peter and I are investing in is called SCNT, which takes the egg of a young, perfect woman specimen, takes the egg and takes out the nucleus and puts our DNA in the nucleus. So, girls, for $100, we will pay you for your egg.
And here's the question Chris Hansen asked that everyone should be asking.
I mean, was Epstein involved in that sort of activity? I don't know.
That's where, and again,
We just have to look at what we have and know what we don't yet.
Yeah.
But it's a question.
Yeah,
when
and
you look at the
it's a
context of the
legitimate
jerky
question.
stuff.
Yeah, and when you look at what other billionaire guys have done.
In May 2002, the Ellen DeGeneres show was canceled, and then 2 months later, Anne Hesh, Ellen's ex-girlfriend, was in a really bad car accident where she flew her Mini Cooper into someone's house and it caught fire. And what has never sat right with me is the cross comparison between the coroner's report and the actual aerial footage. The coroner's report says that she was unconscious until her death, after just from smoke inhalation and from being brain dead from the fumes in her brain. But if you look at the footage, she sits straight up, and that takes a conscious effort, I feel, but I'm not a scientist. I mean, I'm not a doctor. But the other thing is her other host, her co-host Twitch, died 4 months after that. And I just think that that's a suspicious amount of like close people around you dying in weird ways.
No one can ever really know exactly what Ellen was involved with since both Twitch and Anne Heche had died. But here's the thing. The rest of Hollywood is just as bad. Joe Rogan spoke out about allegations and patterns of abuse and predation in the entertainment industry and how common abuse can be among child actors and young performers. Almost a decade later, after the truth about Diddy and Harvey Weinstein came out, it was all proven to be true.
Don't let your kids be around weird agents and take them to auditions.
No, don't let your kids get into acting. Do not let your kids get into that.
Ever worked out? Well, you know, the other thing is, like, look at what happened with that Sandusky guy. That guy was taking care of kids. Like, his whole thing was like, hey, I do charitable work with children. You know, I do charitable work and I take care of these kids. Yeah, I'm just all about helping kids. It's all about helping kids. They're our future. If you're an actress and you worked with Harvey Weinstein, you never tried to get yourself. Like, what is wrong with me?
Well, you ugly. Yeah, you ugly.
What is wrong with my face?
They're really going after him. That seems weird.
It doesn't seem weird, dude. Look
Hell yeah, they're going after him.
That guy's entire business. Here's the thing. He's one of many. There's got to be like a bunch of people that ran their business that way.
But Weinstein, they say like in Hollywood, like my agent's like, oh no, yeah, it's about time you got caught. I'm like, what the f? Everyone knew this?
Dude,
like everyone knew.
Did you see his contract? It was in his contract. The way he had his contract set up was like they had a certain amount of money that he would have to pay if he had a claim against him. It was like
it was a thing for him.
Yes. Like he had so many claims. That's like first offense was $100,000, second offense was $250,000, third offense was $750,000, fourth offense was $1 million. He had it written into his contract with Miramax. His contract with the Weinstein Company, like
he owned Miramax, right?
I don't know. Explain that contract. Like he'd have to pay $100,000.
Yes. They're protecting themselves.
Oh, when they sign
harassment.
When they sign him, they go, okay, the first time you one of these goods, it's going to be $100,000.
Yes.
Second time, it's 200.
It's not just. Yes, I mean it was.
That's
so
how big of a problem it was.
It was such a huge. It was so known of what he would do, and look, even Quentin Tarantino said that he did it to his ex-girlfriend.
In the end, the story of Ellen, Maxwell, and the Epstein network is far from over. In fact, the most shocking revelations are likely still to come. We've seen the patterns, we've heard the jokes, and we've witnessed the accidents. We know the codes and the symbols that were used to hide the unthinkable in plain sight. Now the choice is ours. Do we continue to dance along with the be kind routine, or do we stand with the survivors and demand that the 25 names be released to the world? The recording that surfaced is a reminder that the silence can be broken, and once the truth is out, the world can never look at Hollywood the same way again. Don't get comfortable thinking the story is over, because it's not. If you want the full breakdown as the next wave of files drops and the 25 are finally named, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll be covering every major update the moment it breaks the surface. And let me know in the comments, do you think the move to England was a retirement or a retreat? Like this video if you're ready for the truth, and share it with someone who still thinks Hollywood is about movies. Damn, it's about time someone said it. Let's keep the pressure on. Stay tuned, stay questioning, and above all, stay aware of what's happening behind the Be Kind sign. The next recording to surface might just be the one that changes everything forever.